What if I told you that right now, as you're sitting here sweating through another brutal summer, there's a $5 cooling trick that Amish communities have been quietly using for over 100 years, and your power company absolutely does not want you to know about it? I'm serious. No solar panels, no expensive window units, no monthly bill that makes your jaw drop, just $5, a few simple materials, and a method so effective that people who've tried it say their home dropped by nearly 10 degrees without touching their thermostat once. Stick with me to the end of this video because I'm going to walk you through exactly how this works, step by step. And I'm going to show you the one part that almost everyone gets wrong, which is why most people give up before they ever see results. Okay, so here's the situation most of us are dealing with. Summer hits, temperatures climb, you crank up the AC, and then at the end of the month, you open your electricity bill, and it feels like a personal attack. In a lot of parts of the country, running central air conditioning through the summer can add anywhere from $150 to $400 extra to your monthly bill. And some people are paying even more than that, and every year, the rates go up. You're not imagining it. Utility costs have been climbing steadily, and the companies that sell you electricity know that in the summer you have almost no choice but to pay. So what do most people do? They buy a bigger window unit, or they finally break down and get that mini split installed. Maybe they buy one of those fancy smart thermostats that promises to learn your patterns and save you money, only to find out the savings are like $11 over 3 months. Here's the truth nobody's talking about. Most of those expensive solutions are attacking the wrong problem. They're trying to cool the air after it's already hot inside your home. But the real issue, the thing that's actually making your home feel like an oven, is heat coming in through your walls, windows, and roof in the first place. And that's exactly what the Amish figured out a long, long time ago. Now, let me back up for a second and give you a little history here, because this is where it gets really interesting. Amish communities, by their nature, don't use electric air conditioning. That's part of how they live. But here's the thing. These folks aren't suffering through summer. If you've ever visited an Amish home or barn in July, you know what I'm talking about. It's noticeably cooler inside, sometimes dramatically cooler. And for a long time, outsiders just assumed it was because of thick stone walls or the shade from big trees around the property. And sure, those things help. But there's something else going on. Something specific they do with airflow, with window placement, and with a surprisingly simple evaporative cooling setup that costs almost nothing to build. This knowledge isn't new. In fact, versions of it go back thousands of years. Ancient Egyptians hung wet reeds over their windows to cool incoming air. Persian architects built wind towers to pull hot air up and out of buildings. And for most of human history, people cooled their homes this way. Then in the 1950s and 60s, electric AC became cheap and available, and all of that old knowledge basically got buried. Why learn an ancient technique when you can just plug something in, right? Except now electricity isn't cheap, and a lot of people are waking up to the fact that they've been paying for a solution that keeps getting more expensive every single year. The Amish never forgot the old way. They just kept doing it quietly. And once you understand the basic principle behind it, you're going to wonder why this isn't taught in every school in the country. All right, let's get into the actual hack. And I want to walk through this carefully because there are a few details that really matter here. What we're building is essentially a DIY evaporative cooling system, sometimes called a swamp cooler, combined with a strategic airflow technique that the Amish use to create natural cross ventilation. Together, these two things work like a 1-2 punch against summer heat. Here's what you'll need. One box fan. You probably already have one. If not, they're around $15 to $20 at any hardware store. 2 or 3 large terry cloth towels or burlap sacks, about $2 to $5 total. A shallow pan or baking tray, something you've already got in the kitchen. Water, literally free from your tap. And optionally, a bag of ice, around $2 to $3. That's it. We're talking $5 to $8 if you need to buy anything at all. Step 1. Understand the science first. Here's the key part most people miss, and it's why this method works so much better than just pointing a fan at yourself. When water evaporates, it absorbs heat from the surrounding air. That's not just a fun fact, that's the entire principle behind this. Hot, dry air passes over a wet surface, the moisture evaporates, and the air coming out the other side is measurably cooler, sometimes 10 to 15 degrees cooler. The Amish understood this intuitively. Their barns and homes were designed to take advantage of it. We're going to recreate that effect with a box fan and a wet towel. Step 2. Set up your evaporative cooler. Take your towels and soak them thoroughly in cold water. Wring them out until they're damp, but not dripping. Now drape them over the front face of your box fan, the side where air gets pulled in. And you want the towel to act like a filter that the air has to pass through. Here's your bonus upgrade. Put your shallow pan filled with ice water on the floor directly in front of the fan, and let the bottom of the towel hang down into the ice water. This keeps the towel continuously wet and cold, which makes the evaporative effect even stronger. Turn the fan on. The air it pulls in has to pass through that wet, cool towel. What comes out the back is noticeably cooler air. No compressor, no refrigerant, no electricity bill spike. Step 3, the airflow strategy. This is the Amish part. Now here's where most people stop and where they leave half the benefit on the table. A single fan blowing cool air into a room helps. But what the Amish figured out, and what modern building science backs up completely, is that hot air needs a place to escape. If you're just blowing cool air in and the hot air has nowhere to go, you're fighting yourself. The technique is called cross-ventilation, and it works like this. In the morning, before it gets hot, ideally before 8 or 9 a.m., open your windows on the shaded side of your house. Now, that's usually the north or east side, depending on where you live. Let that cooler morning air flood in. Then close everything up. Windows, blinds, curtains, all of it. Especially on the south and west sides where the sun hits hardest. This traps the cool morning air inside. Then, in the evening, once the outside temperature drops below the inside temperature, usually around 7 or 8 p.m. in most places, you reverse it. Open the low windows on the cooler side of the house to let cool air in, and open high windows or attic vents on the opposite side. Hot air rises. Give it a way out at the top, and cool air will naturally pull in at the bottom. Place your evaporative fan cooler in front of a lower window, blowing inward. Put a second regular fan near a high window or a ceiling vent blowing outward. You've just created a low-tech air circulation system that moves heat out and pulls cool air in. Step 4, the critical mistake to avoid. Do not use this method on humid days. Evaporative cooling works on the principle of moisture evaporating from air. If the air is already saturated with humidity, like during a muggy southern summer day, there's nowhere for the moisture to go, and the effect is almost zero. This hack works best when humidity is below about 60%. In the southwest, it works incredibly well. In drier inland areas, same thing. If you're in a humid coastal region or the deep south, the ventilation strategy still works great, but the wet towel component is less effective. Skip it and just focus on the airflow technique. Step 5, supercharge it with window reflectors. This takes maybe 20 minutes to set up and costs about $2. Go to a dollar store and grab a couple of those foldable car windshield sunshades, the reflective silver ones. Place them inside your south and west facing windows during the day, reflective side facing out. They block a significant portion of solar heat before it ever enters your home. Between the ventilation strategy, the evaporative cooler, and the window reflectors, you've just built a 3-layer cooling system for under $10 total. So what kind of results can you actually expect? People who've tried the full system, the evaporative fan cooler, the strategic ventilation, and the window reflectors, consistently report indoor temperature drops of 8 to 15 degrees, compared to just leaving everything closed up and letting the AC run. One guy I came across had been running his central AC almost constantly through summer. He tried this system for 2 weeks, raised his thermostat setting by 6 degrees, and his electricity bill dropped by nearly 40%. Not because the AC stopped working, but because it didn't have to work as hard. And here's the thing that really drives this home. Your AC unit's job is to remove heat from inside your house. If your house is already 8 degrees cooler because of natural ventilation and evaporative cooling, your AC cycles, less frequently, runs for shorter bursts and puts significantly less wear on the compressor. You're saving money 2 ways, on electricity and on future repair and replacement costs. Compare that to a $3,000 mini-split installation or a $200 monthly electric bill. $5 on a Saturday afternoon suddenly sounds a lot more attractive. Here's a quick bonus trick that pairs perfectly with everything we just covered. Your ceiling fan is probably spinning the wrong direction right now. Most people don't know that ceiling fans are reversible. There's a small switch on the motor housing, usually a little toggle or slider. In summer, your fan should spin counterclockwise when you're looking up at it. This pushes air straight down and creates that wind chill effect. In winter, you flip it to clockwise, which pulls air up and pushes the warm air that's collected near the ceiling back down along the walls. Just reversing your ceiling fan to the correct summer direction can make a room feel 4 to 6 degrees cooler without changing the temperature by a single degree. It's free, it takes 10 seconds, and almost nobody does it. All right, that's the full $5 Amish AC hack. And look, I know some of this sounds almost too simple to work, but that's kind of the point. The best solutions usually are simple. They just get buried under expensive alternatives that somebody's trying to sell you. If you try any part of this, the evaporative cooler, the ventilation method, even just the ceiling fan flip, drop a comment below and tell me what kind of temperature difference you noticed. I read every single one, and I genuinely want to know if this worked for you. If you found this useful, hit that like button. It really does help this channel more than you know. And subscribe if you want more practical, no BS home hacks that actually save you money. Next week, I'm covering another trick that's been hiding in plain sight for decades. This one involves your water heater, a $3 part from the hardware store, and why most people are paying double what they should for hot water. You don't want to miss that one. Stay cool out there. And remember, the best solution is usually the one they forgot to sell you.